Hello, everybody. A very, very good evening to everyone and all. I hope you had a great time in Fantush one day today in the morning. So, we are just waiting for people to come live and then we'll start in another 2 minutes. Okay. Hope you had a great time in Fantush one day today in the morning. All right. So, today we are going to talk about reparenting ourselves. So, it's a topic which I think we all need in our lives, in our day-to-day life, and especially while handling our own children. So, hello, you can see many people are here already. All right, so today we are going to talk about parenting. Thank you so much, Pooja ma'am. Hi, everybody who is ever is here. Okay, so with the topic reparenting yourself, the title is reparenting yourself. So, what do you get about what is reparenting? Any idea, anything which you would like to tell? It has to do with whom? Why do we need to reparent? So, any insight, anyone can just write in the comments. Okay, so I think um, okay, let me begin with my slide and then we'll discuss more about reparenting. Okay, it is for us parents, address our inner child. Okay, anything else? Changing our perspectives. Okay, brilliant ones. And somewhere down the line, you all are right. It has to do with everybody and especially our inner child. Just a second, let me share the screen again. There was some issue. Okay, because like many process, we have to unlearn to relearn something new. Beautiful explanation. Thank you so much, Anju ma'am. Okay, so reparenting your inner child, it's about healing your own self, your own childhood wounds, and break free from generational trauma. So there are few concepts over here. That is reparent, like you have, we all have parents. We had parents in our childhood who parented us. Now we have to reparent ourselves because there are some things in our childhood which were not met, the needs. Some so कभी कभी कहीं ना कोई चीज ऐसी रह जाती है. It's not everything is perfect every single time. So कहीं ना कहीं कोई चीज ऐसी रह जाती है because of cultural things, social things, even our own generational things, generational trauma, generational parenting. Like because 75% of the parenting whichever we do with our children, it is generational as in ke suppose my grandmother did that with my mother and my mother had no other role model, especially in her initial years, and she continued it with me. Now when I don't have any other role model as a mother or as as someone to parent, I will continue that with my own child. So it's all about generations. Parenting, it runs in generations. And अगर आपने देखा होगा कि especially if you take about different countries and even in India, different state people, they have different characteristics too, right? Somewhere people are more organized, or somewhere they are very loud. Some states people are very patient and calm. So कहीं ना कहीं वो आपका generations के through कहीं ना कहीं वो चीज आ रही है, कि उससे आपके traits पूरे develop हो रहे हैं, right? So we have today we are going to know a lot more about how can we reparent and what is the need to reparent ourselves, right? So I think everybody is ready with me here. And if you are, please write yes in the comments. Okay, thank you. So, what is reparenting basically? So, the concept of reparenting yourself is taking the time and effort to heal the wounds of childhood through self nurturing. So, you are becoming your own parent in this process where you are the wounds which were there. Wounds, yeah, inner needs, inner desires. Maybe someone might have heard me at that time. Maybe someone might have taken good care of me, या फिर किसी ने मुझे उस time कुछ words of affirmation or positive motivation दी होती. So all those things, they make our own personality, right? So उस time जो चीज नहीं मिली, so you are nurturing it right now as an adult, and it is about giving yourself what you may not have received as a child. So this process is to reconnect with your own self first. So till the time we don't reconnect with ourselves, we don't know ourselves, we don't love ourselves, we don't as in analyze what is going on, or why did we do those things in reality. It is very, very important to for reparenting. So it builds a strong foundation and for self-love and self-acceptance, because till the time you don't do all these things, we will have very less self-worth and very less self-love and very less self-acceptance. And till the time we don't love ourselves, we don't accept ourselves, when we don't find ourselves worthy enough, the entire world will not do it for us, right? You are what you make others feel about you, right? So it is very, very important the way you reparent. Suppose a tiny example I will take. In childhood, majority of the time it's said, if a child is crying, oh, stop crying, you are a boy. Especially for boys, boys don't cry. And with time, that expression, that saying keeps on building up in the boy's brain, and then he starts having a very difficult time in expressing, even in crying. And sometimes, and even crying, there are emotions हमारे अंदर, जो body emotions हमारे अंदर हैं, anger, sadness, crying, they are there to help us, right? So we can't just label them as bad emotions or good emotions or acceptable emotions or non-acceptable emotions. So how you deal with those emotions make all the difference. How you control your anger makes a difference. How you like do express yourself at that particular time. So when that boy, which I took the example, doesn't know how to express himself, so वो expression कभी उसको पता ही नहीं है उसकी feelings से, तो वो suppress होती रहेंगी, right? And जब वो suppress हो रही हैं, feelings express नहीं हो रही, they will come out different other forms, because he doesn't know how to problem solve, he doesn't know how to express himself, right? Similarly, if the child has not got good marks or good grades in his exams, parents start giving silent treatment, or they ridicule or say, don't, we didn't expect this from you, you are this, you are that. So and you are not worthy of our love, we do so much for you. So usme kya hoga, the child starts taking that thing as love. If I do this thing for my parents, then only my parents will love me, right? So these are little tiny examples, but we know that as parents our love is unconditional for our children. But what are we portraying? कि जब आपने ये काम किया, आपने ये काम अच्छा किया, तभी हम आपको प्यार करेंगे, otherwise we will not talk to you, otherwise we will not accept you, otherwise we will not love you, right? So all these things, they start forming in our brain, piling up in our body, and they start coming out in different other forms. So that is the need, and it is all cultural, because in many households, many places, we can see this thing happening with young children. Okay, so what are the impacts of childhood wounds now? We have self-destructive behaviors, because again, you don't know how to handle your emotions. You start, because and you are being ridiculed, वो आपको कहीं ना कहीं आपने कुछ गलत किया, punishment आपको मिलेगी. So that comes at self-destructive behaviors. Then other addictions. Why do we have addictions? Because it makes us feel good, right? So somewhere, some place, something which is making us feel good about ourselves, or some which is making feel uh, एक sense of satisfaction, sense of goodness अंदर से feel हो रही है हमें, तो we'll go for that addiction. It could be any addiction. Like, then we have unhealthy relationships, and it is a study and research that whatever kind of parent we have, we attract those kind of people in our lives. So the cycle doesn't stop there. So you start attracting those kind of people. If you were made feel guilty, or you were abandoned in your childhood, your needs were not met, so you start attracting those kinds of people and relationships in your life also. And then you have trauma, that why is that person not accepting me, why is the person doing this thing for me. But you, on the other hand, you are just attracting those kinds of people. Then you have autoimmune diseases. Why? Because the stress is the major cause of all the diseases, right? So the stress which the child is going through when he is not accepted, तो वो उसके body में pile up हो रहा है again, and it is leading to autoimmune diseases later in life. Then accelerated aging of the body and brain. Some people, they age so young, like in 30s and 40s, their body starts giving up. What is the reason for that? Even if they are having healthy diet, they have everything around them, they don't need any support, everything, but उनकी body age करना start कर देती है. The reason is again that stress. Another thing, challenges with planning and organization, because in the childhood you have not taken decisions. Your decisions were not being catered or respected. वो ये तो सिर्फ बच्चा है, बच्चा बोल रहा है कोई बात नहीं, तो उसके डिसीजंस वहां पर एक्नॉलेज भी नहीं हुए. So when you grow up with those things, so your planning, your decision making, your organization skills, they come down. Then again, poor attention span and faster cognitive decline as an individual ages. Again, a lot of sensory things in our brain have been piled up. So brain हमारा जो है वो decline करने लगता है, उसका cognition level as you age. Some people, they have very good memory, very sharp memory. Their brain works at computer speed and everything, even at 80 years. But while some people, they start as in you can say forgetting things or losing things, all those things at 30 or 40. So what is the difference in that? They become very inattentive, even emotionally numb. So the reason is those unknown childhood wounds which were there, which sometimes we are also not aware of them. So the major thing for this session was to bring awareness, because awareness is the key for everything in this whole wild world. Till the time you are not aware, we will not start the change within us. And till the time we don't accept ourselves, nobody will accept us the way we are, right? So self-love is the best kind of love. So again, the guilt wound, when the child grows up, the first one, if I say over here, the guilt wound is the child starts feeling sorry when he's an adult. So he says sorry quite often, feels very bad about himself. Why did I do this? Why I shouldn't have done this thing. Doesn't like to ask for things. I am self-sufficient. I don't want to ask others for help, right? Then uses guilt to manipulate. Then afraid to set boundaries. My boundary is that nobody should come and disrespect me. But if I am just letting go of those boundaries, if someone is coming disrespecting me, going, another person is coming disrespecting me and going, I am not setting boundaries. See, I don't like it, or I don't like the way you talk to me. So please, next time, don't talk to me like this, right? So I have to set my own boundary here. Then normally attracts people who make them feel guilty again. Like I said earlier too, it's a guilt wound. Then the other kind of wound is abandonment. Abandonment as in you just let the child do whatever they want to do in the childhood, and not taking the child's viewpoints, or the child is feeling left out. Then the childhood and also in the adulthood, why am I being left out again and again by other people? Feels being left. Even अगर वो किसी ने छोड़ा भी नहीं होता उसे, लेकिन स्टिल द चाइल्ड फील्स, उसको एक इंटरनली लगता है कि इसने मुझे पूछा नहीं, इसने मुझे ये नहीं बोला, इसने मुझे कुछ करा नहीं ऐसे, तो मैं क्यों जाऊं। सो ये वो अपने आप ही सेल्फ इंपॉर्टेंस वाली चीज आने लगती है, एंड देन ही स्टार्ट्स फीलिंग लेफ्ट आउट एंड fears being left again, that people shouldn't leave them, hates being alone, they need people around them, codependent on someone or the other. Their own dependency is not enough for them. So they are always codependent. Also, jumping to relationships. One breakup, then they are just moving to another person immediately. Then that breakup, another person immediately, not giving them time in between also. Right? Because their brain is so used to being codependent on someone or the other. Then threatens to leave in some quarrel or in some fight, they threatened the other person to leave, because this had happened with them when they were children, that they were threatened to leave. If you don't do this, we'll leave you. If you don't come with us, or if you don't wear your shoes or clothes quickly, we'll leave you. We are going out. Very familiar sentences in each household, but it is having a long-term impact in throughout our lives, and normally attracts emotionally unavailable people again. Then trust wound. I think I'm not going too fast, because it is a very vast topic, which whatever we have gathered throughout our lives, be it 20 years, 30 years, 40 or 50, there is no age to change, according to me. And we all are learners for life, right? So then we have trust wound. It is afraid to be hurt, doesn't trust themselves, and again doesn't trust others. They find it very difficult. Sometimes we feel, why doesn't the other person trust us? We haven't done anything bad, but they have that trust wound in their childhood. That is the reason they are not able to trust themselves and others as well very easily. Then feels insecure and needs a lot of external validation, that I am there with you, you are not alone, and everything will be fine, you are self-sufficient. All these external validations, somewhere or other in their life, they start finding. Then again, the next thing we have is they feel insecure and needs lots of external validation, needs doesn't feel safe. Again, their brain is also always on alert mode, that I am not safe here, or something will happen, different things will happen, I need to do things by myself. Then normally attracts people who don't feel themselves safe, right? And last, there are so many, but I've just covered 4 here. Neglect wound. They struggle to let things go. Even if some chapter is over, some phase is over in life, people have moved on, it is very difficult for them. Then have low self-worth, gets angry easily, struggles to say no again, becomes people pleaser because they don't want others to neglect them, represses their emotions, fears being vulnerable, they don't open up quite easily because they have that fear within them. Then normally attract people who don't appreciate them or make them feel seen. So they all will make, if we just go deep dive within all of these, they will make us a lot more empathetic towards others. We'll get to join the dots about different personalities, different kind of people we know, right? So any one of you who would like to just pour in your thoughts about these wounds, or something you feel, or if you, even if you agree with these or disagree, you are free to write in the comments right now. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, it's a very crucial topic. Yes, absolutely, Hasneet ma'am. And that is why reparenting is so important, because it's not that we all had someone has perfect childhood. Nobody had a perfect childhood, but then when we become aware, it all becomes better for us. Then the benefits of reparenting yourself, they are huge, like increased self-esteem, you greater self-awareness, improved relationships, because when you know about yourself in and out, you start knowing others in and out, and mutually you have a very natural and pure relationship, because you are understanding that person from his or her own perspective. So the relationships, they start becoming better for sure. then releases any negative patterns or beliefs that are holding you back. It could be regarding your own self, that I am not worthy, or the other, even the other person, the negative patterns for other people, like, right, this person has not done this, why can't this person be like this? Even because, even if you try to change someone, you can't change them till the time they don't become self-aware and they don't want to change themselves. So you have to let go of your own negative patterns, and also about yourself and about others too. And it truly helps in this. Then you create a life that is fulfilling and joyful, and I can vouch for it. And it makes you a stronger parent for your own child. You are um, healing yourself. You are healing your child too. You are making the childhood of of your own child better in this, because you are understanding now from all these perspectives whatever your child is going through, no matter the age. So, what is the process of reparenting yourself? It is not easy. Firstly, let me tell you this: it is very. Sometimes you might feel grief, sometimes you feel sadness, sometimes because you are just delving in your own childhood about your phases which need healing. So it's not an easy thing, right? But our brain is such a neuroplastic organ. It's amazing and beautiful that we can do anything we put our thoughts to. So nothing is impossible. The process of reparenting involves, first of all, identifying, like I said, the awareness part of the unmet needs. Um, which part of your childhood needs to be catered first, right? And then move on simultaneously. Then you give that love, validation, and safety to your inner child. Your child, through your own gestures, your words, your acknowledging just the inner person, whichever is there, because our inner child never dies, right? No matter how much we don't like our children making mess or playing in the puddles or playing with water and all those things, but if given a chance, or if we just put all that baggage away, we will also love that. It will be therapeutic for us too. Then it also involves learning how to meet these needs for yourself through self-care and self-compassion. It is a gradual process. It is not a very quick process. It might take days, weeks, months, or even years. And it requires patience, persistence, and self-reflection, because if you start on this journey, you have to be really patient. Some days will be really tough, some days will be good, some days will be very uplifted and happy and motivated, some days will be really low because of those things going on in your mind. But those things, they need to come out, and once they are out, they will take out that baggage from your own head and your own body, and it will surely make you a more like a better person for your own self, right? So this is a just, I'll take you forward. So what you all can do with for this thing, first of all, is we have so many guided meditations for inner child work, for self love on YouTube available these days. So we live in an era, thankfully, in a generation where it is not very difficult. There are online courses and everything, but to start with, we can also start with this. We have so many guided meditations on YouTube. You can note down for inner child, for self love, for self healing, for being a wise parent to your own self. All these things, they are available. So you can just go or pick some, whichever you feel like, whichever you relate to most. You can pick that one. Just listen to it every night, every day, whenever you are at calm. Then journaling, because there are few things in our life which we are not comfortable in sharing with others, and that is the reason we are afraid, or we are hesitant to go to therapists or to for counseling, for telling others. So you can just share it with your own self through journals. When you start writing, it starts coming out, because when you are at ease, you can start with little meditation like 5-10 minutes and then start journaling, right? It will take little time journaling to open up, but within few days things will be better for sure. Then writing letters to your own younger self, and writing letter to your adult self from the child. What you are the adult one, how you will cater, how you are available for that child who was there in your childhood. It is a very beautiful process. So you can just start writing those letters. Dear, if I suppose my name is Mary, dear Maria, I'm writing for my own toddler self. I hope you feel uh, I'm so excited and glad that you are here with me. So let's write good words for yourself, for your own inner child. And when you are writing back as an inner child, as a child to the adult self, you can even try using your non-dominant hand, because again the subconscious things will start coming out. So just give it a try. It will really help you. Then self-talk. When someone is not there, if you're not comfortable in front of others, look in the mirror, talk to yourself. It's not, the children, they are so pure, they keep talking to themselves. Whatever is going on in their head and mind, they are talking to themselves. But as we grow up, we just lose that childish innocence, right? Then affirmations. You can just write the affirmations in your diary or on the wall or something. Whatever your inner child or you need to hear from others. So in the comments, you can also write any one affirmation for your own self. What you need to hear today. Any one affirmation. Whosoever is there online, you can please write any affirmation in the comment box which you needed to hear today from others or from your own self. Because if we depend on others, majority of the time, our expectations will be broken. Nobody can meet our expectations, right? We can only meet our expectations from within and from our own self. I am my best version. Yes, you are, Dolly ma'am. Then I am confident. Yes, Pooja ma'am, you are confident for sure. I am the best. Yes, Priya ma'am. That's the spirit. I am awesome. Amazing. Yes, you are. Definitely awesome, awesome. I am enough. Absolutely. You are enough within yourself. No, you don't need any other validation. And I am worthy for all the love which is there in the entire world. This is my affirmation from myself right now. Then next we can have I am loving. Yes, you, we all love you, and you love yourself, Sushma ma'am. Beautiful, beautiful. So I hope you all are feeling good about yourself at this particular moment. One more thing which helps a lot is taking your childhood picture and talking to that childhood picture, right? Acknowledge the younger self, whichever is there. Just go back to the memory. What were you doing at that time? What were the emotions? How were you feeling? This really helps. Take out your pictures from the childhood and start doing this. Just attach the picture on the wall or in your diary, anywhere. Just start looking at it with love, with compassion, with empathy, because that is you, right? And sharing it with someone you trust. If you want to just speak it out to someone, you can choose a person whom you are very close to and you trust that that person will not share it with any other person. It could be any guardian, any mother figure, any father figure, any person, any friend. Because again, like I said, expressing is and being aware and expressing that thing is very very important. It could be through others, to others. It could be towards yourself or in your diary self. Then moving on to just a little affirmation for you all. Um, those who are there or you want to do it, just close your eyes. I'll just read these. Just start feeling within, right? Just close your eyes and I'll say, please feel them within yourself. You are safe. You are loved. It's safe to be seen. Your anger is valid. Your sadness is valid. You are so interesting. I love everything about you. You are perfect just the way you are. It's okay to feel what you are feeling. Your emotions are welcome here. You deserve to feel joy and happiness. And you don't have to do anything to earn love, because I love you the way you are. Gently open your eyes and just feel that big smile on your face. Thank you. Now, the obstacles, because I just had said that it is not an easy thing. So, there are few things with which you can overcome those obstacles. And it is the resistance from your inner critique might be there. What are you doing? It's not, you had a wonderful childhood. It's not necessary for you. Or you are perfect the way you are. Yes, we all are perfect. Yes, we all love ourselves. But there are, no, again, there are few things which if we do for ourselves, we can even become the better version, right? So we all want to become the better version of our own selves, right? So don't let that fear from within stop you, that it is not required, it is not needed, because of the fear of change again, that you will change, how will people accept you, how people will say these things for you. You can't satisfy everybody in this life, right? So however, by acknowledging these obstacles and working through them, you can overcome them and continue on your journey of healing and self nurturing. Trust me, when you heal and you self nurture and you self love, you attract more people towards yourself. The genuine people who love you, who respect you, who care for you. So don't let that fear of being judged, being shamed, or letting go of people from your life stop you from your own healing journey. And towards the end, I would just like to end with reparenting yourself is a powerful way to heal from childhood wounds and create a life that is fulfilling and joyful, right? It involves identifying unmet needs, learning self care and self compassion, and overcoming obstacles like we just talked about throughout the presentation along the way. By reparenting yourself, you can build a strong foundation for self love and self acceptance. Okay. And it is, like I said, reparenting is not fixing all the emotions we have. That this emotion is bad, this emotion is good. You can't fix all the emotions, right? And twisting them from the negative. It's not about twisting the negative emotions to the positive ones also. So you are not fixing the emotions. You're not turning the negative ones into positive ones, right? So reparenting is being present in the situation which just went somewhere. You have to be present, acknowledge it, and then it will help you move through, and it will naturally be more, the transition will become better. The transition from your own self at the moment to the healed self will become smoother, and it will be better and easier, right? And to becoming the expression of emotions that becomes a little bit more empowering from us from disempowering. We all are empowered, right? But there are few emotions within us which disempower us too. So it is not about changing your negative connotations to the positive ones and all those things. It's about accepting your emotions, moving forward, and being empowered in your in your journey of healing, which will definitely make you a better version of yourself and a better parent for your own child. And you will have more compassion for your own parents too, because you will ultimately start joining the dot. Why did they did that thing? What happened within them? What was their background? And all those things. So you are just doing it for 3 generations. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll just end this topic. And don't forget to log in live again at 6 to listen to a very, very beautiful story by Miss Mansi Gupta about a cat. And join the session with your own children. You will love it for sure. So, any question, any comments? Thank you so much. So, as a mother, I have a question. As a mother, I was not able to develop different tastes and textures. So, my child is a picky eater. He has developed a mindset that I don't eat this or don't eat that. Okay. So, you can you tell the age of the child, Pooja ma'am? Thank you so much, everybody. And picky parents, they have higher chances of having picky children. Yes. So just keep exposing to different textures. You also start doing it with him, and we can continue in the DM regarding this, because again, it's a very detailed topic of textures and sensory inputs for children, right? Okay, I hope you all had a great time, and I could give you some value through the session and bring a little awareness, and just be the best version of yourself. Bye bye.